while our bot's dying. It's just come on, little man. You can do it, little man. Whew.
It's really struggling.
Yeah, he'll get there. I assume, being heavily used now that opposition has been removed from the field.
Mm-hmm.
Also, thank you, Ditter, for the quote tweet. I'm excited for girl bosses as well.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. It is week 31 of this Antumbra D&D game. This series, this thing.
Well said. Well said.
That we do. Anyone have an exciting week, or we just want to jump in and this freaking game?
Just let's hop into it.
Go.
Freaking
dive in.
D&D is ready.
Let's
just stab
it.
What? Don't stab my game.
You know, just murder this game. Let's go.
Don't murder my game. Let me just throw an announcement on the disc.
Duh. Yo, is this disc 2 of Antumbra?
Oh man, how many discs would this have to be on?
Sort of the B side of it.
Yeah.
I think we would have a box set. Because I think we're currently sitting at about 120 hours of content.
Right, oof. Yeah. Like, a normal season isn't that long.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get episode 100 so we can do reruns.
Finally.
We're due for a clip show episode.
Honestly.
an episode of just clip shows.
We're gonna have like a Tales of Bar Sing Say episode where you're all just going off and doing some weird thing, and then someone just makes us cry completely. I think we know who that is. The only character here who's very similar to Ira in many ways.
Yeah, Flotsam.
Yeah.
Of course.
Nephew.
Just doesn't speak in like a coherent sentence, just nephew. Tea.
Fun fact, the voice actor who replaced Mako when Mako died follows me on Twitter.
Oh.
Hey.
Damn.
Uncle Ira. Yeah.
Gamer.
I mean, more than I can say. No one follows this man. I don't think I haven't checked. A single overly large tear. I cry 1 tear a year.
So if everyone ran over, are we started? Can we begin?
Yeah.
Are we live? The question.
Last session, you all got back with your tools. You have the Remor has essence, and upon getting back and settling down a little, you all heard very powerful cannon fire echoing from the waters below, and some of you went running to the bridge, as that would more than likely give you the best view. Unless you're some like Adelaide and just flew up into the sky, then you have like the prime seats for life. So all the mercenaries are hastily opening the gate to try and let everyone through to have a look at what's going on. As
what's going on?
Our bot is this poor guy. Unless he actually just stopped this time. He just gave up.
It's like, nah.
Nah, man, not today. I tried playing the song once.
Right,
or was it looped?
No, it probably wasn't on. And I don't know how to.
So I think you gotta put it on.
It's playing.
Well, I just played it again.
Ooh, okay. So we're gonna get closer to the city, maybe.
Well, yeah, at least the bridge closer.
Yeah.
Can I tell Penny to go up and take a look?
Yeah, you can get a sky view of it as well. Looking at all my screens to make sure they're all fine. Let's drag you all over to the bridge section.
To the bridge.
Why do I feel like we're just gonna walk onto the bridge slightly, and then the gate's gonna close behind us, and then a sea monster's going to crawl out? It's like, well, fuck.
Well, clearly, that's
Boss fight.
that's the go. We'll just grab you guys. It is assumed others will be around gawking at whatever's happening, but I don't want
Let's
to.
grab the real important people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is represented by one other big token.
They are the masses.
It's like when in animation, all the background characters are literally just like a single color and then the
Yeah.
outline of a person.
So you all run onto the bridge. You do meet one other individual who seems to have been interested by this sound as well. There's a silhouette of a humanoid standing on the very edge of the bridge, kind of staring over at what is happening as you all approach the edge of the bridge as well to look. Let's zip you all on over. It is to the south, along with the individual who seems to be peeping at it. You can still hear the gunfire going off of a large cannonry.
I don't like this large open arena.
Yeah, can we see, like, just coming through this bridge, what do we see off, I guess, in the horizon? Like on this...
Down south, you do see a boat slowly approaching what looks to be the dock of the city. They don't seem to be really firing at you guys. They're firing at, like, the city itself, as if they see something at the dock and they want it gone before they reach the dock. You see the other
They
gate.
see something approaching from sea. The boat is on the dock attacking something at sea?
No, they're approaching from the sea, attacking the dock as if something is at the dock, and they want that not at the dock when they land at it.
I see. Okay.
Do we recognize this boat?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Yeah, roll a perception first to see if you can see it as you approach the where you can probably see it. Oof.
That looks like...
Let's roll for Viridian as well, I suppose.
Shane, sub 10 solidarity.
Sub 10 solidarity, that's the thing.
Viridian, welcome to the club.
Well, 16 at least will be enough, and everyone who got that or above. You can all see, predominantly, this is definitely a pretty large ship. It is well adorned with filigrees, and it looks like an expensive ship. It's no one you find in a dank cave where they smuggle stuff. And more so, I suppose, Comet and Adelaide roll me a base history, but Comet, not Comet, Flotsam, since you are a pirate, roll me one with advantage.
History?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Here we go. Yeah.
Damn. Oh, well. It's hard to...
Nautical knowledge.
It's hard for you to kind of gather
How
Flotsam.
Comet did more than me on this.
Yeah, I know.
Comet was like, what are names? And somehow knows about this.
Oh wait, that looks like a skinny Skippy.
Somehow, Comet, you just know that this is the flagship to, like, the Viridian fleet.
Oh.
Like,
Oh.
in all intensive purposes, no one should be driving this ship but Viridian. But he's behind you. From, like, the things you've heard about this man and his terrorizing of the ocean. You've heard about this ship in particular being the main ship, but it's here.
Yeah, those are the colors of the Van Dyke Army.
Getting
are they
one man's attention. They run over. It isn't the same colors as the Van Dyke Army. It's definitely like
not the same colors.
A butcherization of it.
Okay.
But like their flag is basically just like a blank color with a mask on it. That's their motif. Unless Viridian chooses otherwise, that is what it is. But they're not here. So Viridian eagerly goes to investigate what his ship is apparently doing here.
Mm-hmm.
But our poor boy is off somewhere doing something, so I'll have to DM him and say, hey, your ship is here. And that's it.
Your ship's here.
Yeah,
Ride's here.
Ship's here, dude.
Your mom's here to pick you up, dude.
Yeah.
Flotsam, does a ship sail without their captain usually?
No, that would, I guess in dire circumstances or where the captain is otherwise, predisposed. But no, I would think it would be a very unusual circumstance.
Then I guess we're in for a very strange day.
Honestly, I'll look back to Ra to, like, confirm that.
Now getting closer and it's being kind of jogged in your memory, you do start to recognize the ship more and more as... Yeah, unless Viridian explicitly gave someone, like the second-in-command, rights to use the ship. It could be, but...
Well... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know that Ra's never personally encountered Viridian, even while working for Art Blackheart. So, because they just had different territories, which was just sort of like, I do my shit over here, you do your shit over here, we leave each other alone. But she would know the flags, because it's sort of something you kind of need to know in case you do come across other pirates, especially the big ones. Like if you come across a ship flying in the colors of a big pirate fleet, it's possible that they are bluffing to look tough, but generally because the flags aren't like mass produced, they're usually like made on ship. They're like very special forge unless you really know what to look for.
Does this ship have a name?
It definitely does, but I'll have to check in with the creator of the ship if it does.
Ra, it's the...
Yeah, it's the...
oh, I could see...
The golden goose!
I wish I had a better schedule.
If I had recognized... Have I at this point recognized exactly what the ship is?
Yeah, I'll say with this much hinting towards it, and that it is so obviously that ship now. Absolutely. Recognize it.
I'll convey that to Ra, quietly so that Viridian doesn't hear me. I'll tell that's the schedule destroyer.
Yeah.
and it's going towards how far away is this?
It's pretty far. Far enough that you need a 16 perception to gather detail on it. So
yeah, you gotta squint to see.
Yeah, you gotta give a big squint. Like few hundred feet out.
Just sort of gesture to everybody that
that's a pirate ship. Not stand gawking at the dock, because if they can't make a port at that city, then they might come here, and we'd have a fight on our hands if we are like...
Well, maybe they're just looking for Viridian.
Yeah, upon saying, yeah, Shane, you are very laggy, but that's usual.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Upon you say it's a pirate ship, Viridian hops down, exclaiming, like, no, that is my ship. What? And where's my fleet? He gestures to the empty ocean behind the ship. And then he looks very annoyed that it's here, and that he did not know why it was here.
Well, don't things usually get stolen with pirate stuff? Maybe someone just stole your ship.
I don't think anyone would let my ship just be stolen.
Do you think Comet's right that they've come looking for you?
Let's see if he's even smart enough to know that. Well, yeah. He kind of looks back out, rubbing his head questioningly. Suppose that has been like, what, a week we've been out here? Don't know if they need me, but...
I mean, if we lost Flotsam, we'd probably go looking for him.
Well, they didn't lose me. I told them I was going.
Well, then what's at the dock? What are they firing at?
He gives a shrug.
I think it could be that you left perhaps a mutant aboard, and they're looking to take out the old captain so you couldn't claim the ship again. The mutineers. Because they want to, to the fleet.
Oh, he
Yeah,
looks
that come through.
a bit angry at that thought. If there was a mutiny aboard, I'll slay half the gosh dang team. Who would dare?
Would they only take one boat if that was the case?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Why would they take the entire... Maybe my entire fleet had more sense than this one ruffian.
Maybe we should meet them at the dock so they will stop firing.
When you mention meeting at the docks, the individual who has just kind of been standing there listening to you all exclaim about it kind of turns around, hopping down from the edge of the bridge, and kind of dusts off their long scholarly robe. I wouldn't recommend trying to fight your way to the docks.
Fight our way there?
Well, unless you're good at sneaking. And he looks at you all in your armors and your glowiness and your largeness.
What's between here and the docks?
There is plenty. There's the cultists for one, and the beasts. But if you're willing to wade your way through them, I suppose nothing but blood and viscera.
Cheeki, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we go to the docks one time, or are these different docks?
Different docks. You'd be heading to like the town port rather than like a little fishing village. Yeah.
Oh, so it would be farther into this. I see.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like in the walls.
Okay.
I think we have enough problems outside of that city for now.
I don't know what... We had stuff going on back here, so... Viridian, do you know why your ships would probably go into the city?
He gives a flabbergasted shrug. I have no clue. I told him to stay away from here.
Well, if we have to go in there to, like, clear it out for everyone's safety, maybe we should let them... Maybe we should let them attack everything in here. There's cars outside.
Not a bad idea. I mean, if they did have a then they're probably just bad eggs that we're probably going to have to beat up anyway, so might as well let the city weaken them a bit.
Before we do that, is there anything that we still have to do while we're here? I know that eventually we were going to go to the city, but we should be sure that we don't have any unfinished business.
Well, I mean, we still have... Whoa! I turned to the person with the duster, I think. Hi, I'm Comet. What's your name?
He kind of gives like a... He's got his like arms kind of tucked behind his back, and he gives like the slightest degree of a bow. My name is hardly important in these days, but it's Quinn, should you need to know.
Well, hi, Quinn. I think it's important now I know who you are. Why were you living here on the bridge? Why haven't we seen you in the Babacon?
He kind of looks around at the no real structures on the bridge to sleep on. Like, unless it's just sleeping under the stars.
Uh-huh.
No, I do not tend to stay where others linger.
So, were you in the city?
He nods. There are many safe places in there if you know where to stay.
I mean, I think we got room in the Babacon if you want. I know it's safe there, but...
I appreciate the hospitality, but I assure you I am quite at home no matter where I am in this city.
What do you know about the city? We don't know much, and we're probably gonna have to go in there later.
He kind of lets out a tut looking towards the city. I'm not sure if there's much I don't know about this city.
Yeah. Because I know that we, and I look to the group, Flotsam, to answer your question, I know we had the chapel that we need to help Virgil with, and
Need being a strong word.
We must Comet. We can help you there too.
And Harvey mentioned something about this odd observatory on the top of the mountain. I don't know if we have to do that, but that's something that was mentioned. And also that the hamlet was taken over by those pirates that we took the boat from. I mean, we can talk about what we want to do later, but I don't know how... Go ahead.
We do need to take care of that chapel. Because that's, if the fire sun god is correct, then that's where all the demons are coming from.
We definitely need to see what's in there, see what we're dealing with, see if we can maybe help in some way.
You know, do what we do best. And I'll shadow box a little.
Who you fighting?
Shadow demons.
Oh. Well, Quinn, is there any way we could, like, get in contact with you after we leave?
He kind of turns his head a little. Whatever for?
I mean, you've been in that city. You've seen how bad it is. We're trying to make it better for everybody. Is that something you would be willing to help out with?
He kind of, looking towards the city, kind of just slowly shakes his head. I would not know how to help, nor would I really care to. This place is not far from saving, I suppose, is my point.
I mean, I think based on what we've been talking with everybody over at the Babacon, I think we got no other choice but to try.
I suppose that is true. It's either do what you're doing, assuming you're sent by the other army, or try and leave and be executed. So, I understand your predicament. But I doubt even if you were to save this place, all those who left, the stigma of the place, I'm sure, would at least make them not want to return at all.
Well, at least we'd be giving them a choice.
That is fair. Well, he looks to the group of you, and then he kind of moves his hands about in some arcanically way, and produces his own familiar, it seems. The simple, like, brown hawk, a very non-crazy one, just a regular, nondescript familiar. Almost boring, you know. It's just like, oh, you chose a hawk, like, okay,
a regular,
it's just a regular hawk. Maybe this person really does not mind the visage of their familiar, or has other reasons. I suppose I can have my friend here fly around wherever I am, and if any of your eyes spot it, that should be where I am about.
See, that's good to know. We'll keep an eye out. We don't think that ship is really any danger, or I guess any more danger. Right?
Well, a bunch of pirates running into a cult-infested city, what's... You're merely adding more brigandry to the pot at that point, aren't you?
They might just also be Viridian's friends, we don't know.
He kind of gives
Maybe they're here to help.
A gesture in acceptance to the premise. As if that calculates a little, like maybe there is a chance, I suppose. It could possibly be his friends.
Yeah, they might just be here to help. Oh. But based on where we just came from, I think maybe it is time for us to regroup.
It's probably best that we rest as well.
Yeah, I'm ready to take a fat nap.
Yeah, I'm glad. Flotsam wants a nap. Let's go take a nap.
What is this nap you speak? What is this? How can the nap be fat? I don't understand. Does not compute.
How does a nap become hellacious?
Then we'll head back.
Quinn gives a very noble-esque bow of separation.
I'll wave.
Yeah, me and Kyle will just be the last ones there looking at him and just be like, bye. And then turn around and leave.
Can I do a history check to see if I know this person?
Sure.
Grab 2.0.
Yeah. He definitely has, like, the skin tone and hair that matches a lot of, like, people from this area.
Oh, I was thinking more of like in a scholarly sense, because this person seems to be a...
He definitely seems to be a caster of some sort. Not the best, but I will say even from that, you can tell that their robe was just an inside-out version of, like, the scholarly robes that scholars wore around this town. Like, the bright purple is what they usually wore, but the inside was just like a tan, and it seems they flipped the switch on it and turned theirs inside out. Whether that's some sort of rebel sense where they're non-conforming to fashion standards, or if it's a statement on, like, they are no longer a scholar, like Naruto scratching the headband kind of jazz, where you're not sure. But as of who they are or what they're doing, you're not sure. They're just a random dude, it seems, who doesn't like to hang around the Vatican.
Just a guy being the dude.
Just a guy being dudes. Viridian will return with you. We'll take you back into
making sure he comes back over here instead of charging to the city.
Viridian, ho! Why do I feel like he shouts that every time we start battle?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
True.
You will wander back in, everyone kind of talking about it and curious, because everyone was there as well. They just didn't have the heart to talk to this stranger on the bridge.
I'm going to go rest for the evening.
That's an idea.
And then if no one is going to say anything else, I'm going to go into one of the rooms.
Alright. Power down mode.
I can't remember which room was ours.
I think yours was top right.
Yeah, yours was.
Because that's the one you dragged Graham into. I think I remember that.
Oh, yes, I recall.
Before we go in, I want to ask Ra. I want to say, Ra, can I talk with you? Come back!
Get over here.
What's up?
Just a question, or I guess two. Has Flotsam ever asked you for something?
All the time. What, is there something specific you're talking about?
Well, last time he seemed very hesitant about making what he wants known. And I feel like he doesn't know how to do that. Or he doesn't want to. Has he ever... Maybe I don't know if maybe I haven't been friends with Flotsam as long as you have.
Well, my connection is garbage right now, and I'm catching half of what you're saying. In fact, that whole conversation I didn't really pitch in because I said. Could you repeat that one more time for me, please? I'm sorry.
He's basically saying he doesn't know if Flotsam has ever made his opinions or his wants known to Ra personally, more than just what Ra wants.
Well, I think that Flotsam feels that he owes me a lot and might feel like because of sort of maybe debt, you can't ask me of anything.
Shane,
but I've tried to make it clear.
It seems to be doing worse when you're using the raw voice. Maybe for now, just
all right.
Speak it, because I don't know if that's but I heard you perfectly when you. I heard it a lot better when you were not doing the raw voice. I don't know if that's.
Pretend role play like a normal person. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that Flotsam feels like he owes me a lot because I kind of got him out of the hands of some salvagers when we first met, and I tried to teach him as much as I could about what I know of the world. But I've always tried to make it clear that Flotsam is free to make his own decisions, and that what I did isn't. I'm not trying to get a debt paid from him. Sometimes I try to like make him not think of interpersonal relationships as transaction. But I think that's sort of like a default. Like it's easier to think of it that way. Especially when you're a pirate too, since there's a lot of like that's a diplomatic thing that we have to do sometimes. So I don't know. It could be that he's feeling that if he owes me, that he can't ask for my help with something. That's again his decision, but I think he knows that I don't feel that way, in the sense that I don't feel like there's any shame in asking me for aid in some other fashion.
I think he might still feel that, because I remember him saying that exact thing to me. He said acts of friendship are used when someone wants something in return. And
yeah,
I've tried to make him see how that's not true. But I'm afraid he might still feel that way. So I don't know if he knows that, but
what the fuck?
Oh no! Oh no!
Man.
Rob.
Like 10 seconds. I've never seen it that long.
Yeah, it freeze.
Wow.
I think
you're saying.
I think it's important for us, or maybe you, to let Flotsam know that his opinion matters too, and that it's not for any other reason but to make sure he feels welcome.
I'll talk with him. I think there's a lot about him that we don't know, because make him, right? Like I didn't make Flotsam. I found Flotsam. Flotsam had a whole history before his life. I think there's a lot there that we still have to sort of work through and uncover. But I don't him until he's ready to. Right now, if he feels like he needs to keep me either to protect me or just because he feels a little guilty, come forward with that to force it. I think that he would tell me immediate importance. Something more personal, just like comment, like I don't really pry about, your life with your sister and stuff like that, even though we met each other much more recently. I think that you not saying anything about it is you hiding like vital information, so I don't press it. But I know if you wanted to talk about that, we obviously could talk about that, right? Much the same way with anyone here.
Well, I'm not saying that Flotsam is hiding anything. I think maybe you probably would know better than most if he was, but
I guess Flotsam is not trying to share something that's important, right? Which would be hiding something, but I mean, sometimes we don't talk about everything in our past, you know?
Right. I don't really think we're lying to each other at any point, but I do. What I am trying to say is, Flotsam may not be ready to make his voice heard, but maybe we should let him know that we're ready to listen.
Very well said.
Can we get that on a shirt?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Damn it, comment.
Oh no, Ross frozen.
No,
There we go.
What?
Oh, they're
it's
frozen.
All right. Oh, fuck.
I know you're ditching.
No. If it's all right, can I walk into Flotsam's room and have a conversation?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you a little bit more, but
yeah. Just grab him by the shoulder, like I'm not done.
It was like freezing.
Yeah, it's alright.
Also, you make a lot of warmth, right?
I guess, yeah.
What? Do the people that you look like do that a lot?
I don't know.
Can I? Can you hold out your hand for a second?
Sure.
And I'm gonna put like my hand over hers. I was like,
completely envelop it.
yeah.
It's for how small she is. She's very warm.
That's warm, but I can feel that on my. There's a lot when I'm around everyone here. It always feels warm, but very recently, can people like you look not like you?
And obviously, by the fountains, I'm gonna just sort of like kind of, and just like speak in a lower tone. I'm gonna say, I've never met anyone like me.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a bit of an oddity.
There are no other pirates that look like they're on fire?
Not pirates that I know of. Maybe somewhere else out there, maybe somebody like me. I'm sort of born different. My parents were humans, though. So I just kind of didn't look like anybody.
Have you looked for people that look like you?
I mean, I keep an eye out. Yeah. I mean, I know I'm a genasi. I learned what I am from the quartermaster. She also taught me wizardry. But she knew what I was. But when I asked her, she said not. So I learned that there are genasi of other elements, right? But I've never met any other elements. I'm the only one I knew. But having a name, it was really comforting to just have a name of what I am, and just knowing that was really a relief to hear. Knowing like, okay, so I'm not like a demon or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, if your parents were human, do you think that genasi can hide in other people?
I don't understand your question. What do you mean?
Do you think Silas is a genasi?
It cut off. You said, "Do you think?" and then nothing.
Do you think Silas is a genasi?
Silas? No.
Last time I was with him, I felt warm, but more.
I have, by the way, 7 wisdom, so you're like wrong person. She's like, you might be. Maybe? Are you allergic to like Tabaxi? Maybe like could be an allergy or something.
Can allergies be inside?
Well, like if you breathe in, like I'm allergic to quippers, even though we catch quippers.
Right.
It affects everybody differently.
So if you eat them, you feel bad on the inside. You feel weird.
Like maybe you're like, you know, sort of like skin sort of like in the air, and then you breathe that in, and then that's what
you start breathing weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't feel unhealthy though, right? Like you still are okay.
No, it's not. I'm not sick. I don't think so. I've been sick before. That's not what that feels like.
Okay.
So should you stay away from what you're allergic to?
I mean, I still eat quipper. Even though I break up in hives, I like the taste. So like you can do whatever you want, right? Like as long as it's not actually hurting you. Also, I feel like Silas is weird if you told him I have to stay away because I am allergic to you. Like if it's not really harming you, then you might as well sort of not worry about it.
Okay. So he's not a genasi.
No, I don't think so. I don't know for sure. Not like I'm 99% sure.
Okay.
Is that 1%? I would know if I saw another one that I'd be like, there's one. Like I feel like there'd be a connection or something.
Okay. Because he doesn't speak the same language you and I speak, right? At least I haven't heard him say it.
No. In fact, you are actually, besides Talia, you're the first person to speak. Well, it's not Ignan. But you're right?
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah, that's the name.
Right.
That's very interesting. I don't usually get to talk. Learn that language. I just knew it. My whole life. It's very weird.
Me and Jem used to speak it to each other. I don't know if a lot of other people really understood us, but it was just me and Jem. I didn't actually know other people could learn it.
There's a lot of questions I have about where I come from, but I'm also not too worried. Like, that's like, I would say that's a reason that I went to see, but it's not the reason. It's just sort of like, well, I'll keep my eyes open if I see another genasi. That'd be kind of cool. But I'm all right being, the Hellion, the only fire genasi pirate. Like, that's cool. I'm all right with it.
All right. Well, I will. I think I'm a little confused, but I think I'm gonna go talk or think about it. So, thank you for talking to me, Raw.
Yeah, and by the way, I know like if you talk to maybe Beth, she might have something like an antihistamine or something to maybe deal with that. So like the next time you're around, and it would suppress the symptoms, so you don't feel so like whatever the feeling that you have is, right? I've talked to her, just like
anything with a rash. Okay.
Good talk.
Yeah, I'll let you get some sleep now. I know you guys are wanting a nap.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll
let Rob walks away. Yeah, Rob walks away from this feeling like she just solved your problem 100%. Like, man, I'm like a problem solver out here.
Fuck, I'm cry laughing the whole time.
I will say,
moment of all time.
How supremely subtle were you guys talking? Because you were definitely underneath Flotsam's window the entire time, and within earshot of Graham of all people.
What? I mean, we were like, let's see, what is that? Went over here. We're like 20 feet away, so I was speaking loudly so the mic could pick up, but I was lowering my voice in game.
Yeah, I don't think I would have heard that conversation because I'm inactive.
Yeah. Sentinel.
I mean, I guess I can read Sentry's Rest again, but I don't think.
Are you just like standing in the middle?
Oh,
of the
I can see and hear. I can see and hear as normal, but I don't think. I probably wouldn't have heard it unless you want to rule that I did. But
I mean, if you want to roll a perception to see if you did, and we can go off that. But if you want to not have heard it, that's completely fine.
I'm sorry, I just read the chat. The on Discord.
I want to go to and knock on the door. It's Ra.
I'll get. I have to calm down from.
Yeah, give us like a. Let's take like a break.
Oh my lord!
Best conversation of the entire game. I'll open the door. I'll come out of the inert mode, and then open the door.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say, I know you just started. Thought I'd catch you before you kind of went into it. Do you have a moment?
Of course.
And I will take a seat at this desk. I don't know. It was actually. Were you sitting on the desk or like laying on the bed? Like, how do you do inactive?
I would have just been like sitting on the bed. I think.
Wait, you would what? I'm sorry.
Sorry, sitting on the bed.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll pull out the chair and I'll kind of sit down, close the door, and I'll be like, So, I've been doing a lot of thinking recently about what goals are versus what they were both when I met you, both when we started this sort of adventure and like where I'm at now. And I think it wouldn't be fair for me to not communicate that with you. You're my first mate, and you should be aware of like sort of the general direction I was thinking of heading.
Understood.
And part of that has sort of made me realize that I haven't told you everything about me. And I never really thought it was so important. And I guess I still don't think it's like the most important thing, because I feel like I know you and you know me. There's not really much that would change what we know of each other, but there were moments when we were sailing together, just the two of us, where you'd ask me questions, and I think back to it, and I would change the topic, or I would just sort of avoid certain topics altogether. And just now, I had a conversation with Comet, and Comet asked me very plainly about where I come from as a Genasi, and I just answered, and it didn't feel weird. And then I realized I don't think I ever really my, I guess, origins. And since we've kind of saw what we saw in that cave, I feel like I have, and perhaps I should clear the air, if that's okay. Because I'm a little thirsty. I hope that's fine.
If you feel like you have to say where it is that you came from, then I'm happy to listen.
It was the reason I didn't say anything before was because it was painful of a memory. Well, we never saw any other Genasi sailing, as you know. I'm the only, I believe, unless you've met another Genasi you haven't told me about. I think I'm the only Genasi you've ever met. I'm the only Genasi I've ever met. And man, this is harder than I thought it was. I was born. That was kind of more have the technology that like we see around us all the time. It was more of a sort of a basic lifestyle, and everybody there was a human. And when I was born, I was not. People didn't like me. I was. People told me I was an omen, and that I brought a curse with me. The only thing I'd ever heard about myself growing up was that every so often one of my kind is born to this island, and it only brings misfortune and ruin. And one time, I mean, I ended up fighting her, the sun.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, you're cutting out a lot.
I got
fighting.
At fighting. Yeah.
On the island I was born, and I had to fight them to defend myself, but result in anything, it was usually just tussles until the son of the village that I lived in kind of, and I manifested some fire, and I beat the shit out of him. And that was a problem. Parents decided that in order to retain whatever the fuck that means, they put me on a little boat, like a dinghy, and just not even barely a dinghy, like a raft almost, and just sent me off the island into the ocean. I've not seen them since. I think I was 8 or 9. I don't remember exactly how old I was. And I almost died out on the sea. I almost just starved or died of thirst or whatever. I don't even know. It was kind of a blur because it happened so long ago. And I was found by Captain Blackheart. He scooped me up and nursed me back to health. And I served as a port and gave me the option to leave, but I had nowhere else to go, and they treated me better than my parents ever did. So I didn't leave. I stayed. No one looked like me. There was people on this ship that I'd never seen before, and didn't see anyone who looked like them. And in fact, I've told you about Pelia before. Well, she's a drow, like the people those were the first drow I met besides her. And she told me what I Genasi, and I learned about sort of it's like it could be a recessive. I don't know genetics. It just sometimes can pop up. That I shouldn't be ashamed of it. And that it's okay if it's just me, even if I don't see them. Struggling with like a similar thing. So when I saw you for the first, I kind of thought of me a bit. I thought I could do in this. Here's somebody I've never seen anyone like before. They're being object and do something. Nobody will. They will remain an object, and who knows what will happen to them. I didn't know that you'd actually come to life. I just thought there's a little, thing in your chest. I just threw some fire in it. I thought maybe that would work, and it did. And I used sort of my tool worked, and
Oh, you cut out, yeah. Shane, no.
Oh, frozen.
You're back. Kind of.
Did all that come through?
I got everything up to you threw some fire in and it worked, and then you were beginning to say something else.
Okay. I just corrected myself and said, well, it was blood. I felt like that was the right move, and that apparently. But I never spoke about it because I was trying to distance myself. Upset and angry. I'm still angry. I don't think I'll ever forgive them if I ever see them again. Let's just hope I never see them again. But I think maybe you're dealing with some things too. And I don't know what you remember, if anything, and that's okay. You don't have to tell me, but I at least felt that it wouldn't be fair of me to ask you to tell me anything if I didn't tell you this first.
You've said a lot. Can I ask just a few things since you're in the mood to share about this portion of your life?
It's cutting you off. Sorry. Say that again.
Oh no. Could you, since we're on the subject of it, do you mind if I ask you just some questions?
I don't mind at all.
Your decision to rescue and to care for me was because of it seems as like a way to be better than the ones that treated you the way that you feared that I might be treated. Yeah. No, I can't hear you.
I just said I think I caught.
Do you think closing your video would make it clearer?
Would that help? Do you think?
Maybe.
Probably. I don't know. We could just switch to like no cams for a sec and see if it does fix.
Let me do that for just a second and get through this.
I think it's just Shane. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, all of us seem to be fine.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes make things a little bit clearer on my end.
I'm gonna try to troubleshoot. Because this is really ridiculous. Just ask one more time. Maybe.
My question is your decision to rescue and care for me, was that because you felt as if you were trying to be better than the way that you were treated?
Yeah. Yeah. But not because I think there was anger against my parents, but also I think an appreciation for what my adoptive parents did for me, if that makes sense.
And
they didn't.
Go ahead.
They didn't have to take care of me, and they chose to, and they believed in me and helped me, and I can't pay them back for that, but they never asked me to, right? So all I can do is pay it forward, I suppose. So when I saw you in a similar predicament, I couldn't leave that alone.
So that appreciation wouldn't be worth as much had you not been treated poorly by those who raised you. Those who raised you originally, or at least who were supposed to. Without that experience,
I think I probably have taken you out of there. I just don't think it would have been as personal. I think I at the time, and I didn't want to tell you that. I did not feel like you needed to value yourself based on shit, like you were your own person from start to finish, and I wanted it to be, I'm just helping you out, and that's what it always was. But I admitted, and it's slightly dishonest of me in retrospect, that it was personal too. That I felt like I did a good thing, I guess. And it's hard to feel that way sometimes when you're in the pirate business. You do the thing that works for you, but it's not necessarily the good thing, and that thing.
So the reason that you didn't share this with me earlier was because the memory was painful.
Yeah. Was as we were, Flotsam, I think I was still walled off. I think I was still guarding that because I felt like I myself as vulnerable, especially when you needed guidance because you were new to the world as it was and you couldn't remember your past. And I felt if I shared that, it would have just shown like, oh, I'm not really, don't know what I'm talking about or something stupid. Like, obviously that's not what that means, but I think I was afraid that I'm very smart.
I didn't catch that last part. You were afraid that what?
I was afraid that I wouldn't appear smart or worth listening to.
Nevertheless, that memory being painful, it not being able to change anything about the way that you are now, would you erase it? Could?
No. Because then I would unlearn the fact that my parents are pieces of shit. And if I met them again, I might be like, oh, you're my long lost parents. But it's good to know that they're not good people. And it's good to know that that island is backwards fucking piece of trash island. I will never go get to again if I can ever help it.
But it is good to know.
Yes, even though it sucks.
Ra, I've told you many times that I cannot remember where I was before it was that you rescued me. And I don't know that I'll ever know. But there is a similarity in our stories, in that I am thankful that I have someone to appreciate, someone who, like you said, with no reason to do so, has rescued and cared for me. And so if you get the sense that the things that I am doing are for any other reason besides that, I too wish to show my appreciation, not because I feel compelled to by some manner of guilt or responsibility, but because I think, even though it doesn't always make sense to me, deep down, there is an appreciation. In the same way that you felt the need to give back for what was given to you, I feel the need to do the same, though I may not always understand why. And I will make you this promise, Ra, that if I ever remember who it is that I was, you will be the first to know.
I appreciate that. And I also started this conversation off. I forgot. I got kind of lost in it. That we went into this with the goal of being pirates, because that's what I've known and that's what felt good. And I don't necessarily want to stop using that. I like when it scares people, personally, but I like helping people as fighting other entities and just shitty Navy people and also monsters too. I don't think I'm a hero, but like that'd be kind of a cool line of work, right? Like helping people too.
I would do nothing but sit around and make soup if that is what you wanted to do. Made you happy. But of course, I am also content to fight monsters and shitty people.
I mean, yeah, I bring it up because we helped each other in many ways, and sending that out isn't that hard, and then you don't have to scare people to get stuff. You'll just get rewards for being like helpful, which is also good. But then we could still take stuff. Like, I like the idea of like going up to a ship of with a captain I don't like and saying, like, I still like that. I'm not, it's not left me. But I guess what I'm saying is, when we get out of this and we kill the egg or whatever the fuck we're supposed to do with that thing, let's roam the seas is just like, people can call us pirates and call us heroes. People can have different names for us, but we'll just do it. Like, freedom is the name of the game.
I'll put my hand out to shake on it.
I'll give you a hug. I'm not gonna fucking shake your hand after this heartfelt conversation. So I like hug you, and then hold that for a sec. But then like I'm like, by the way, how did you get all those new powers? I don't think you told me about that yet.
I don't know myself. I think they've just... much like the powers that I displayed when you rescued me, they've just sort of materialized. I felt as if I had willed them into being.
That's cool. Good talk. I'm like, she can't explain. She doesn't know what the fuck's happening with that.
I don't know what they're... I don't know what they're from.
She'll make a mental note to look it up later.
Perhaps we'll find answers here.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna let you get back to sleep mode. I know I'm injured, but I'm not quite tired yet, so I think I'll take first watch. I'm gonna play cards with Silas if he's up. And we'll talk in the morning.
Understood.
I get up there's like heat waves coming off the chair that I was just sitting on. Kind of see the air sort of warping. And then I'll go out to the living room and join whoever's out there.
You see Comet walk in with a bunch of like a bag full of herbs and antihistamines. Just walk through the grid.
Was just asleep on the couch, but he was sitting upright, and he has like one boot off, and then he just kind of passed out. And so the only thing that's keeping him up is his armor. He's just very loudly snoring in the one corner.
So wait, Silas is literally like upright?
Yeah, upright, but because his armor is holding him up. But he was like halfway taking it off and just passed out.
Comet leaves. I'm gonna say like, Silas. Oh, it froze for a second. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Back. I'm gonna say let's get Silas in a sleeping position, like not just like this. I'll grab the feet. You grab his shoulders.
I grab a mouthful of herbs, and as I'm chewing, I'll help you.
Okay. I'll swing your feet over, and Comet can like guide you so that you're like on the couch in a more what probably is a more comfortable position.
Yeah.
It's easily moved. Yeah, if you don't wake up, you don't wake up.
No, he is like the heaviest sleeper.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, because you're gonna. Hey,
Oh no.
No,
We're gonna
We
watch.
lost you, Shane.
he's saying the funny, but we can't hear the funny.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Lost
go.
you.
Oh,
I
Lord.
can't leave you like. You're gonna wake. Buddy, let's do this.
Yeah. Just crinks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
This is asleep.
Alright.
Comet, you're going to your room. I'll just take a room then.
Yeah.
This
Maybe
one.
I don't know if he's comfortable like that, but okay.
It's got one boot off. That's it.
It's like when you have one leg out of the covers. It's like
Mhm.
it equalizes the warmth.
Doesn't it take like canonically like 2 hours to doff the like
Yeah.
armor? It's like some ridiculous.
I think it's
amount of
like
time.
It takes 10 minutes.
10 minutes for heavy
it's a
armor.
Full
it's
plate?
a long.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have full plate armor?
No, I have half.
Oh, okay.
I get the idea of like maybe he'd be more comfortable without the armor. And then I eat another bite of herb and I go up to my room.
Your main tip from Beth was you have to figure out if it is an allergic reaction, and she recommended you have to hug him more just to find out.
Okay.
If you're more wise, you think you know what she might be insinuating, but like in that sense, I do not think they are.
Sounds like everyone's going to bed.
Yeah.
Is that correct? When everyone does that, there's something that I would like to use my tremor sense finally
Absolutely.
to determine when everyone has gone to bed. I don't know if that stays active during my inactive state.
Absolutely.
thing.
Why not?
When everyone goes to bed, I am going to write a note.
Uh-huh.
The note is going to say, I'm going to the place where we found Melody. I will return. And I am going to I'm going to go put it under Adelaide's door. And however you want to rule this, Cheeki, I'm fine with. We don't have to do but I want to go get I'm going to go after that conversation, I'm going to go get the crystal.
All right.
And I don't want anyone to know about it. And I will say I have invisibility. I'll have all uses of my thing that lets me run away from people.
Mantle of Inspiration.
My mantle of inspiration. I forgot what it was called. I will use whatever I need to not die.
Absolutely. You slip that under Adelaide's door. I assume Adelaide's fast asleep. at this hour. At the hour you choose to do this at. Walking out, a lot of people do seem to be in bed. Whirlwind's kind of upright sleeping. There are guards still about, just patrolling the area. Harolth's kind of sleeping at his forge.
I knock him out.
You just run up and karate. You knock out all the guards.
Help. Some robot man knocked us all out last night.
The only two people that seem to be up and still kind of enjoying a late night beverage is Graham and Virgil. And I'm seeing you exit. They both kind of shoot you a look and look like they want to offer you one, but they kind of know like you can't offer a robot drink. Like that doesn't work.
Good manners.
Just pour it on your face.
But he does do like the Leonardo DiCaprio cheers emote at you.
I tip the hat, lady, to Graham, McGram.
But unless you want to invite a guard or Graham or Virgil to come with you, you can just slink out.
This is a dumb thing of me to do, but it's what
it's good.
I'm sorry that I'm taking up so much time this episode, but I want to get this done before we leave.
You're golden.
So, you leave the bastion, going across the crossroads, hearing things prowling the night, the demons especially, or the fiends kind of swooping around, but since you are invisible and none really seem to use the ground, like since they can fly and are probably devouring people or waiting at the town for people to wake up again as zombies.
I certainly don't smell like meat. I am.
You're just a walking...
Take that, zombies.
Oil thing. You wander your way back through...
Zombies hate him.
He knows this one secret trick.
You wander back through the forest that you recently, so long ago, trekked through, and even all the zombies there are getting like chewed up and dragged into the forest by the demons and fiends that are all in the area. And with all that commotion, you're able to slink your way to the hamlet, which I suppose is the first point of contention. You can either try and circumnavigate it, which I suppose wouldn't be too hard, but you do see that Harvey was right, and a lot of brigands have seemed to taken the place. What are y'all giggling at?
Shane like materialized because his screen like lagged. The screen lagged when you weren't there, and then came back when you were there. So he just like popped into being.
I'm really silly this episode.
This is a silly, goofy episode of Antumbra.
Oh man,
I like we just all did the same. We're all like,
oh, you know, the little wiggling nose here.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to rewatch that moment.
I need a clip. Someone's got to clip him.
I hope that appeared the way it did on the actual stream, because that was hilarious.
I just look back to see people writhing in their seats. Alright.
Fuck. My makeup's running. Fuck you guys. Being funny.
I decided on new makeup today.
Yeah.
I will say, well, Draggy, you can see the amount of boys in this place, as well as the captain whose ship you stole.
Yeah. If I can circumnavigate it, I'm gonna maybe go around and not just confidently trek through.
Yeah, just waltz your way through. Like,
it's not that big of a town, from what I recall.
So. Not really, no. You just walk up, slap the captain's hat off, and keep walking. You won't be able to do shit.
Got him.
Trekking back through the sunken ravine. Oh man, we're going far back. Sheesh.
Oh, I wasn't even. I was I had everyone's screens pulled up for the emotional moments, and I forgot that there was a roll 20 that we were on.
Sunken Ravine. That's it. Oh, this area's still chilling from when I last ran through it.
That's right.
Samuel's still here. Get him out of here. You make your way down the little hills, sliding down, seeing where you first all crashed and burned from the bridge above.
This is the clip show we were talking about.
Yeah. As I look, I remember the weed night. And
he fell with the cart. He's under there somewhere.
his dead body. There's a figure in the house. It turns around. It's the weed night. Kidnapped. I fall in love with the weed night.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
I fall in allergies with the weed night.
Oh no. And you wander into the cave that with the now very burnt out laboratory in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the small mound grave you created for someone you never knew.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah, true. You're not sure if you never knew them. You don't know if you ever knew them.
Correct. I am going to dig up the head.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long. There's obviously dramatic lightning in the background as you start digging. The rain gets heavier.
We are in a cave, I think.
Well, yeah, but like outside the cave, it like very briefly lights up the cave every now and again. Yeah.
Cave.
Yeah, the mouth, you're like digging and
yeah, with every like thrust of the hand because you don't have a shovel. I guess you're just.
Much like Hamlet, I hold up the skull. Alas, poor Yorick.
I hardly knew ye.
with one last clash of lighting up you all in a beautiful picture of like some Sin City picture because they have that kind of cool style where the only predominant color is like the red of your eyes in the picture. You hold the rusted and dirtied head of a beheaded warforged.
Really unceremoniously, what I'm gonna try and even if it like takes a little bit to just like get the head open. And I wanna get in there and get the crystal. Yeah,
so you kind of just get your fingers between some of the cracks of the plating and roll me a strength. See how long you're struggling with this plating.
Just like athletics, or
yeah, if it's better than your strength, sure.
I don't think it is, but it actually is better than my.
Hey.
Why am I proficient in athletics?
From being a pirate, I assume. I think they get it.
You gotta swim and ropes and stuff.
It might be a bard thing as well. I don't know.
Maybe. It definitely takes a little. And there's even like a scene of you like kind of cracking it with a rock a little to like loosen a plate, and then it fades to you finally just cracking open the faceplate to get behind it.
That sucks.
That was a bit, but you're saving 800 Skrilla, so...
That's not the point.
Hey! It's capitalism, baby.
What would be more cinematic and theatrical? Me buying the gem, cracking open an effigy to myself that I had buried.
But yeah, you finesse out a although it definitely is also like cracked and a bit broken. Graham did say that it's just like the raw material of it that you need as like glue, so you think it might be enough and hope that this wasn't all for nothing.
Amen. What's the name of the gem again? I forgot to.
It was
topaz.
No, it was like
Zircon.
it was like a ruby zircon, a red zircon.
I just want to put it in my inventory.
Yeah.
And then once I have it, I want to put the head back in the hole.
Yeah.
Cover it up.
You place the now face-torn, plate-ripped skull of a potential comrade in your past. And you cover him with dirt once more, holding his brain in your pocket.
That sucks. I know I've done a lot this episode. Can I play a song really quick for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That person.
For our unknown companion.
That just like, I just think to describe, because I can't do it in his facial stuff. I think what he's feeling is like, I mean, clearly the reason he buried this guy is because he didn't want this guy to be someone that's just like used anymore, and so that like actually makes me really upset. So I think he'll just open up his pull out his violin. Can you guys hear this? Okay.
Yeah.
And if I talk and also play, does it still sound okay?
Yeah, we can still hear you fine.
Because I put it on non-automatically determine, so it should not should be able to hear both, and we do hear both.
Absolutely.
This ain't nothing but a heartbreak town. Square people in a world that's round. Watch you dancing without a sound. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. Take your number and stand in line. Watch to see how high you're gonna climb. Pat on the back, better luck next time. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing but a heartbreak town. That was Heartbreak Town by the Dixie Chicks. And then I will head back.
Yeah. If a Warforged body could cry, that is what your body is experiencing. There is creaking somewhere inside you, Flotsam, that is just not okay with what's happened, but you understand that if you want these memories back, this might be the best bet.
How's the rain like hitting his eye sockets and it's perfect?
And then you cast invisibility, so we just have like the rain outline of someone moving through the rain. Without much hassle, you make your way back to the bastion. Old Babbickin. Seeing that everyone has more or less gone to bed, even Graham and Virgil, I get them out of here. Most of the guards have gone, some are still keeping watch around. I'll just leave them there because they're going to come back in the morning, that's fine. You walk into an empty courtyard, more or less. Rain has definitely calmed down from the torrent that it seemed to have produced when you made your way down. But yeah, there's a quietness to the place.
I'm gonna go right up to my room.
Alright.
With Graham asleep, I'll just go up to my room.
Alright.
And wait. I'm not gonna bother to remove the note that I put, or like try and figure that out right now. I'll wait until the morning.
Yeah.
If I did any sort of sleep, I want to go back into the inactive state and wait till morning.
Yeah, you'll be able to get a long rest off and get back your invisibilities by the time everyone else wakes up. which, after a little time lapse of the moon leaving and the sun cresting over the horizon, everyone starts to wake up, the windows shining in your eyes if you have a window near you that can let the sun in. And,
Silas is on the floor now. He fell off the couch.
And everyone starts to... you hear people talking in the courtyard. Everyone seems to be getting up and enjoying the day. What of it they can. Let's get them all out of here.
Hey, they all
What's
are.
the strange note under the door?
Yeah, you walk up, you find a note, Adelaide, sitting at your door, stating that Flotsam is going back to the laboratory? You're not sure when they put it there? You're not sure if they're still there?
Not the prop work.
Yeah.
You're doing prop work in this show.
Adelaide is gonna, with note in hand, open the door very quickly and look to see if Flotsam's door is closed or open.
It probably would be closed, yeah. So I guess maybe roll a perception.
Yeah, that sounds pretty pog.
Oh, I'm really good at rolling perception.
Yeah.
You do see kind of wet, dried mud on the ground, as if someone had tracked mud in to his room at some point. With how frequent people go into Flotsam's room, it could be anyone.
You hear metallic snoring.
Just auto-tune snoring.
Oh no.
I don't even want to know what that sounds like.
But it's clear from the tracks that they're leading into Flotsam's room.
Yeah.
Okay, Adelaide walks downstairs and is just gonna if there's a chair that wasn't already facing the stairs, she's gonna turn it so that it now faces the stairs and she's gonna wait.
Alright. Slowly, one by one, people start to come down. Viridian starts walking down and gives you a very weird look as you're sitting there staring at him. Just kind of awkwardly shuffles to the side to see if you keep watching him.
Just does the whole
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would have. Big
Me last. Dang it, you guys moved your tokens before me.
But he seems to take interest.
After eating a snack.
Yeah.
He seems to wait and try and see who it is you're waiting for so he can see what happens.
Not everybody in the room, Adelaide. Oh,
I didn't bring everyone into the room.
oh, I know, but everyone's in the room.
What are we looking at?
Good morning.
Good morning, Flotsam.
Good morning, Adelaide.
I trust you slept well.
Adelaide, you know I do not sleep.
A joke then.
A jape.
I'll just stare back at Adelaide. I don't know what to say.
Well, I think we all slept well.
It was an uneventful night.
Well, that's just lovely to hear. And it's good to hear that everyone else slept well. Uneventfully.
Did something happen?
No,
Did you
nothing
not-
happens at
Flotsam.
all.
Did you not get sleep, Adelaide?
I didn't know you could
You didn't know I could what?
sweat.
Must be the morning condensation from the outside. The change in
Okay, yeah.
the sun is rising.
Sure, that makes sense.
I will. I guess just. I truly just think Flotsam would just be like just
wait it out.
So nervous that Adelaide is going to like say something that I'm still just gonna stand at the base of the stairs and just like not move.
Adelaide will
like
make a big show of standing up, and it's like, well, I think I'm hungry. I'm going to go outside.
Adelaide says as she walks out the door.
There's some pep in her step.
As I'm holding my non-existent breath, like
just like ever so slightly trembling.
I'll just kind of like look around at everybody else that's like in the room, and I think, well, I don't need breakfast, but and then I'll walk out of the room. exactly like Adelaide.
Wow.
Did we miss something?
I'm not sure, but I guess we can start making something here too now.
Yeah, Rudy's like, no, I want food. I'm getting food.
Yeah, I have the
cloaker, right? Yeah.
I can make that.
We'll do that, and then like cut away.
It is tense in this room. I feel like I slept on the floor.
Makes sense since
I
you
think you
woke
did-
up there.
I mean, we tried sleeping upright when we found you, Comet and I. We tried to get you on your back, and it worked for, I guess, a minute, but I don't know, maybe you were comfortable?
I do move a lot in my sleep. Yeah, let's let those two handle that and set out the stuff to start cooking and let them have their moment.
I'm gonna just catch up with as I walk out, just like increase my gait so that I can like get to Adelaide and just like under my breath, although I have no breath, as quiet as I can manage, just sort of say that the note was merely a precaution. Everything is fine. I appreciate you maintaining privacy on this.
Oh, it was the.
Oh,
It was
Okay, I was like, that cheeky.
I'm okay with that.
What happened? What did it do?
music bot failed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought someone lost connection. Oh no.
all of us were like, huh?
Whoop.
What a man.
I appreciate you maintaining privacy about this.
Is there any particular reason you want me to keep privacy? Are you embarrassed to tell Ra?
I don't want to tell those who might worry about it. And I know that you won't.
Oh.
Ooh.
Fuck.
That's all you've ever said to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know, but
yeah.
to hear it from someone
Me,
else.
Eldritch is taken aback by how cool that was. Wow.
I understand.
Ooh.
Like,
You set him up and he knocked him down, and then it's like surprise Pikachu face.
Player fell is like, I'm sorry, Eldritch.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
My heart. Hang on, let me turn around so you can take that dagger out.
I'm not the one who's only ever said to me that they.
That's true. That's true.
You're a means to an end, Flotsam. I don't care if you live or die, Flotsam.
Ooh.
Now I'm the bad guy.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
How am I the bad guy?
Why are you booing? It's literally, why are you booing?
Why are you booing? I'm right.
Why would you say something so controversial but so right?
Adelaide will like almost like half look taken aback, more like out of surprise than anger or anything. It's just like, very well. But this isn't going to impact your Your performance with the rest of the group. Now, is it?
What do you mean?
Your prowess in combat.
I don't anticipate that it would.
Then we shouldn't have any problems.
Understood.
But what... Does this have something to do with Graham opening your head?
Yes.
Is he going to do something to you? Get something back? I don't understand.
Do you really want to know?
I have my concerns about Graham, as do you. How much do you trust this good fellow?
Can I make an insight check? I don't want to do that for like another player, but
No, go ahead.
Yeah. I just like I'm trying to suss out what of it is like how much you like actually want to know. Let me see. Where is it? Ugh, not very good.
Ooh.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So is this just like you're curious about Flotsam's issue, or are you so distrusting of Graham?
I guess to Eldritch, who the reason that I wanted to roll an insight, and I guess I'll also to Cheeki, but the reason that I want to roll this is how I handle rolls for insight from player to player in my games. The reason that I want to roll insight is I'm trying to tell, because I think truly right now Flotsam believes that you like don't care about him, and that's really, I think honestly, why he's comfortable having you know about this, like sort of like as a last resort. But with those types of questions that you're asking, I genuinely want to know I didn't expect you to ask that question. Do you like, is there some part of you that actually gives a shit about the answer to that question is, I guess, what I'm trying to find out and that's why I wanted to roll the insight.
Okay, gotcha.
So take that and the roll with as what you will. But so.
Mm-hmm. Adelaide is a little weirded out that it's something really important to Flotsam, but he didn't tell Ra about it. And it seems like Flotsam's never gone behind Ra's back on anything. So this whole, sneaking around, only telling Adelaide, and dealing with Graham is weird. And it doesn't seem like, at least to Adelaide, I guess she does wonder if there's something wrong with Flotsam, or if he's as okay as he lets on. She's worried.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
What I'll say, and I think like while we're having this conversation, I'm to be like nonchalant, like quiet about it, because if like anyone else, any of our other friends were to walk up, I wouldn't be saying this. So, to answer your question, Graham has told me that he would be able to restore my memories. The diagnostics that I had you witness were to confirm that may be the case. The result of those diagnostics is that I needed something. I needed a component to work that magic. I don't want to tell anyone else because I don't want people to know that this is something that's important to me, and I don't want anyone else to ask questions about it. I think Flotsam doesn't really know like what this sort of like shame feeling is. Like he doesn't like he's really doing this. This is I'll say it as Flotsam. I don't want to appear selfish to the group or have them worry about me, cause them any pain or discomfort because they think I'm doing this for myself and I'm trying to involve as little people as possible. I don't think I'm worthy of help from all of us on this. And with that, I'll apologize to you for the inconvenience.
I don't consider myself needing of thanks in this particular situation. But Flotsam, it is my professional opinion that Ra cares about you very much. You are important to each other. She has appears to me to have unending respect for you, and I don't believe your actions would be perceived as selfish. I think that wanting this form of help and asking for it, I see no reason why Ra wouldn't accommodate you.
It's not because I don't think that Ra wouldn't help me. I know that Ra would help me. But I'm not in pain because I don't have my memories. They're not important to who I am now. As far as I understand, they are not going to change who I am right now. In fact, to the contrary, they run the risk of damaging my relationship with Ra, changing my perspective. That is why what I am doing is selfish. I don't know what I may find. In a way, I'm going back under the ocean. And I don't know that there's going to be someone to pull me back after everything that Ra's done for me. What I'm doing is selfish, as I see it. And if that is how Ra sees it, or if that's how anyone else sees it, doesn't really matter to me. I just need to know.
And
to be
just try to be safe about it then. Make sure you understand the risks. Make sure you emotionally prepare yourself for whatever it could lead to. Be sure you're doing something good, even if it's selfish. And don't die, that's important too. And she'll give Flotsam a playful little light punch on the shoulder and walk away.
just reach up and understood. Loud enough so that she can hear that. Just the word understood. And then I'll follow to wherever everyone else is.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the rest of us, what are y'all doing? Do you guys leave the main area there, or are you guys cooking inside this area?
Yeah, we're cooking in the house.
I think probably whatever we're cooking is probably done by now.
Yeah, let's say
That's a big breakfast.
That's a big breakfast, easy.
Hey, were you punching Flotsam?
Do you guys punching Flotsam?
25 for the cook.
Mom!
It's a good snack.
Oh, dang.
Even better than it was served to you at the place.
Oh, sweet.
As they probably didn't have a +7 to their cooking skill.
Forget I'm a chef, don't you?
Well, yeah, but I'm using like strength for it now. You're punching this stuff.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think if
Crazy.
everyone's gonna like congregate inside, or I'll wait until I see a lot of people to start talking about where we're going next.
Yeah. Since you guys are all inside, at some point you hear the door kind of creak itself open, and the man of the hour comes waltzing his way in. Old mate Graham seems to have already grilled Viridian about the boat outside, so he comes wandering in with Adelaide, apparently. Hey, Adelaide.
They're becoming one and the same. Oh no!
He walks in, giving you all a smile if you return his... if you meet his eyesight.
Mm.
We zoom him in.
I feel like when Adelaide walks in, the room just goes from like a decent murmur to just silent. It's just the sound of cooking now.
Just the boiling pot.
Not the
Yeah,
radiant
Yeah.
damage on the cooking skill.
yeah, radiant. He
When I
walks
was,
up and gives you an old slap on the arm, Comet. It's like, how are you all?
Hi.
You all arrived in late? How about that boat?
Yeah, we're not sure what the boat's doing, but
What the boat doing?
I think Viridian kind of really wants to check that out. We just don't know if it's safe to go yet.
Well, is it safe to do anything around here? That's the question.
I mean, we're trying to make it that way, but I don't think we're ready to go into the city yet.
Exactly. Brings me to the topic of my entrance. What are we up to today? We're going into those, the catacombs with Virgil.
Well, we'd promised Harvey that we would go up to the observatory.
Let's have an audible, just groan of annoyance.
I like comment.
Brad, we
like,
need
God-
magic weapons before we go into that chapel.
What do you mean you need magic weapons?
Well, we fought a lot of things that are really good against things that aren't magic, so we're kind of banking on having better weaponry.
Well, then get them. I don't... What? Come on. It's been like a
Do you
year.
have $500?
Probably. Not on me. Somewhere, I'm sure.
Well,
You don't.
that's what it costs.
You don't have like notes of where they might be in your book.
Of where I keep my money?
No, where we could find something that could be helpful. I don't think money's that helpful.
Like what could be helpful right now, Comet? What would help you right now?
Money.
I mean,
Money.
Money.
And is Harvey going to
Money?
pay you 500 gold to look at an observatory?
I don't know, but he said there were other furbolgs up there, and I don't know what. I haven't really seen another one in a long time. He said they were like aggressive towards him, or they seemed to be.
I mean, did he insult them?
Oh, no, he said he's trying to stay away from them.
Well, maybe they were just as friendly as you and they were angry they couldn't get a hug. I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't be angry if no one hugged me.
Not even a little.
Not angry.
Maybe they were so stricken with... I don't know. Can we...
I know.
Oh, he slumps on the couch.
Graham, patience.
You're a
gonna be
wizard.
all
Why do
right.
you need a magic weapon? You can throw fire.
Well, we Virgil does need help with the catacombs. We are gonna go. We just started learning about a bunch of stuff here, and that's kind of why we were having, or why we wanted to have a discussion today, to see where we would all decide to go. Graham, are you coming with us?
Where?
Well, to wherever we decide, because I feel like maybe people need to know where we're going in order to decide if they're going to come or not. And if you're going to be part of that conversation, then I think you should come help.
I will gladly tag along if that's what everyone wanted, but a little bit of me assumes that is not what is wanted.
Like, quick cut to Adelaide, who's staring daggers into the back of his head.
Is everyone here? I can't tell.
Yeah, except for Viridian. Viridian's peeking in at the window. He cracks it open and sits on the windowsill. Yes,
Roland and his head pop in through the window.
I'm here. What's happening? Let me get him. There we go.
Well, I'm okay with not going up to the observatory right away. I promised Virgil we'd go help him, and he's kind of been waiting for a while. We did say we were going to help Herolf get some tools so he can probably get a little stronger to go there too, and we just finished doing that.
I would agree that helping Virgil would seem prudent if it could help stop some of the demon attacks that have been happening.
Yeah. I think we should let Virgil know. I don't know, does anybody else have another place they might want to check out first, though?
Viridian pipes up saying, I might like to stay here if that is okay, and maybe if the pirates from the boat come looking for me, they would not have to go any further than here. If that's okay with everyone. Plus, with non-magical weapons, I'm sure my time in the catacombs with demons probably won't go the best.
Yeah, I think I actually agree. Also, for the reason that if those pirates decide, well, Viridian's not here, let's go to this other place and start attacking, you can call off the attack, which would be kind of good for everybody.
Exactly. And you're just down the road. If I get bored, I can come running.
You know where the chapel is.
Exactly.
Let us know if you need help, too. I think if you can find Melody, they can let us know.
Oh, yeah. I got Melody. You can, like, shoot lightning at them. Adelaide, teach them lightning.
Alright. Well, if that's the case, then I think let's let Virgil know that we're ready. And we can go try to see how we can help him and everybody else at the chapel.
Graham kind of slaps the couch on. He's like, brilliant! And stands up.
Do you know anything about the chapel, Graham?
Anything what? I know its existence. I know it's sitting on a hill. I know demons come out of it. What else is there to know?
Well, you seem pretty excited to go there, so I thought maybe you had been there before, or you know something secret about it.
It's personal.
Okay.
I think we need to know
we're
about
all in a
personal.
sharing mood today, Graham.
Are we not in a sharing mood? Oh, no, I mean, well, if we want to talk about it, Adelaide, we can talk about it. He kind of shoots his eyebrows up at you.
I think we'd all like to know why you want to go with us.
Because I am curious, because apparently our friend here, he gestures to Adelaide, has something to do with these catacombs.
Well, do you have friends there like Virgil does?
I don't have friends there. It's ridden with undead. I'm not friends with undead.
Wait, who has something to do with the catacombs?
In my time here, gestures to the area in general, came across notes from someone rather important in town. He was a bad man. Bad in terms of this place, I'm sure, isn't that bad, but he was a bad man even for our standards. And he seemed to have some sort of project down in the catacombs that related to our friend here and her family, and I am very curious to what that might be. Because I do not like this man, and I want to destroy any projects he has.
To be clear, are you accusing Adelaide of something?
No, I'm just saying that this might also pertain to her. And if she wants that also out in the open, well, that was her prerogative right now.
Well, I don't know if she... There's a lot about this area that some of us don't really know. So that's why I was asking. I don't think Adelaide would really know that much about the catacombs. I don't think she's been there.
I haven't. And I don't know what's down there.
No, I don't think you do. That's why I think we all want to go see what there is. I'm just not sure whether she would like to keep it to herself if we were to find it.
Well, I don't suppose I would have much of a choice now, would I?
Well, you could still just tell everyone to mind their own business, I suppose.
So you don't know anything else that you could tell us?
I have a key, and I assume that key leads to a lock in the catacombs, and that will tell me what is this project this man had. And then I will open that door and react to whatever that is, and if that needs destroying, I will destroy it.
We might hold off on doing that. I don't know if... Maybe we should try to see what there is before we start destroying things.
There is a high percentage chance you want to destroy anything this man has made, but... You are right, I am merely going there to go see what it is first.
Which man is this?
I don't expect you to know them, but they were once the spy master, second to the king. Pretty important man around here. But, devious and dangerous. Did a lot of things that, even the undesirable denizens of this place looked down upon. Being a spy master, you were.
And the man's name?
His name is, something baronet. He's definitely one of the baronets. As is anyone who has their hand in deviacy in this area.
Wasn't trying to push it, bud. Sorry, I didn't know.
Well, yeah. He definitely is. Like, right now, all he has is it was just the elder baronet. It's their senior.
I truly didn't know if you were referring to someone.
No.
Talked about or met, so that's why I was pushing that.
Yeah, that's alright.
But Adelaide isn't baronet.
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother thing, but... No, she's not. That's why the presence of her other family, her original, still normal. It speaks of her last name, I guess is the point. So, while the note didn't say Adelaide in general, it bearing her last name made me think to tell them. Because I'm sure if any of you found a note with my name on it, you would think to come and tell me immediately.
Do you have a last name, Graham?
I do, but it's hardly important around here.
Well, if we find a note with your name on it, I don't know if we'll know it's you unless we know your full name.
I have since rejected all of my previous naming conventions.
Then how would we know if we find a note in your name?
It would probably just say Graham.
I feel like last names are really important right now, so I think we need you to say your last name.
Not when it's
All
one you
previous
despise.
renditions.
You said that if we found a letter with the last name to bring to you. That's what you said. So we just need to know what your last name is, because in case we find the letter.
Well, I don't want to tell you.
Oh, okay. That's all you had to say. You didn't have to say anything else.
Because I do not go by that name anymore. I have removed it.
Trust meter.
I'm gonna side with Graham on this one. It's not, if it's not important to him, then it's not important to him.
We're just gonna start bringing him letters. If we all kinds of. This is your last name.
My name, first and last. I have no last name. It is just Graham.
Graham.
Yes.
Graham.
Graham.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Sure.
I found these crackers named after you.
See if he genuinely just
Cracker,
is like,
my
no,
last
I've
name.
denounced the name. Let's not do that, or if he's just trying to like dance around the issue.
Is this boy a baronet? That's what I'm wondering.
That's
Well,
what
like
I'm
a
wondering
hundred.
too.
Yes.
I want to hear you say it.
With that much, it's definitely not like. Even with your perception of the world, you do know he's trying to avoid it. But more so because he has truly denounced it and despises it. Like,
Okay.
not out of, like, for safety of himself, and that he knows that if he was to say it, you guys would probably hate him, because he actually disdains it, and
Okay.
it's, like, not a good thought for him. Like,
All right.
But secretly, what if he loved it?
Well, I won't.
It is baronet. I love my name, but I won't tell you. That's what you're afraid of, Graham? Us disliking you? Is that why you don't want to tell us?
I got bad news for you, buddy.
Hey, look. Don't bully him. Doing his best.
I won't press any further if that's the case, Graham.
And I thank you for that.
So we might be facing a lot of different things in the catacomb if that's the case, because I think Virgil has something to do there. You have something to do there. And now you're saying that Adelaide might have something to do there?
Well, our thing is much in the same. I assume she wants to look in there and react just as much as I do to anything with their last name attached to it.
I suppose.
You suppose? I don't even have your last name, and I'm eager.
I think
Is
that's
it-
a bit concerning, honestly.
So can you clarify? So I might be a little confused. Isn't Adelaide's last name like Ilmaris?
It is.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
He's saying that there's a baronet of some kind was in the catacombs doing something, and there's a letter that we don't know about that has something to do with the Ilmaris family that also has to do.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that
'Cause
they're both families are involved with something that's going on in the catacomb.
Okay. Because he's saying it like Baronet is Adelaide's family, and I was like,
No, the
that's not what I know. It could be, but that's not what I know. So,
as I understand it, there's like a baronet person who's down in that has something, and in some way, both families I think are like involved, based on like a letter that he got, I guess, or found.
well, I mean, I guess the only way to know is to go there.
That's as I have taken it.
Okay.
Can we have like a group conversation, Graham excluded?
Everyone excludes little Graham, I get it.
Yeah,
Always
'cause we're
picked
weird.
last. Says
We'll catch you up.
you. Eating little, like, what is that, manta ray? Weirdos? That looks
We'll
good.
catch you up.
Can I
Graham.
have
You
some
don't even
later?
worry about it.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll save you some.
thanks.
We like to have these team meetings. Is the,
Mhm.
and
I
you're
don't
not
think we
really
should bring
part of the
Graham.
team.
Why did we kick
really
Graham
don't
out?
think we should.
Just loudly, like, so that Graham can hear, like, I don't like Graham.
I hate him.
The window's still open.
We should not bring him. He is only going to be trouble.
But didn't he say he has a key? I don't know if he can really go anywhere without his key.
Couldn't we make sure that rid the catacombs or the place of any sort of foul ilk or other demons that inhabit it, and then call for Graham when it's safe?
We're down someone right now with Viridian gone, and Viridian unfortunately isn't going to be able to be of much use without a magic weapon at the moment. So having Graham would be an asset. I don't think we should just throw to the side so lightly. Yeah, he's a jerk, but he's not an enemy, and so I don't think we should just be throwing away help like that.
I'm just trying to think of it like from Adelaide's type of point of view, where he really doesn't trust us at all, and we don't trust him at all. And I really don't want to. Oh, absolutely! Can't you tell it on his face and how he's like not telling us his last name? Because like if he's a baronet, we can't. My perception of this man cannot possibly go lower.
Well, he's. I don't think he's telling us his last name not because he doesn't want to, but because he doesn't want the last name.
It's just.
Let's just assume that his last name is Baronet. All right? Let's just pretend that's the truth. Okay? He wants to actively undo the work of his family. And if this is an act, there's 5 of us keeping an eye on him, especially Adelaide. Look, I'm not trying to overestimate Adelaide's ability. I trust Adelaide will keep an eye on Graham, make sure he doesn't do anything fishy. But I think that we are going to be facing threats that, if we don't have someone like Graham on our side, could be... I have a bad feeling about this place. I think there's going to be some really, really rough shit there that we need to be ready to take on when the time comes. And having Graham could mean the difference between all of us getting out in one piece and the opposite.
I think so long as he accepts the risk that he would be taking by coming along with us, we haven't I mean, the majority of us have died, some of us more than once. We would be putting him at a risk that I'm not sure he fully comprehends.
I just feel like he's going to stab us in the back the instant he has any type of upper hand against all of us. We could be in the middle of a heated battle fighting those like giant muscular bat things, and he could just suddenly just turn and start blasting at us and then disappear. And I don't feel like he's like... I feel like he's going to do that. I don't feel like that's an uncertainty or like a small margin thing. That feels like it's going to happen.
Adelaide, you are our biggest asset against Graham's magic. Do you have ways to stop him from using magic against us should it come to that?
I do. It's not of the instantaneous method, but I do. I have ways of dispersing magical effects.
Okay.
But it's difficult to do. It takes a lot out of me.
Okay. In that case, I think on this particular journey, you should conserve your resources to deal with the potentiality that Graham is someone not to be trusted, and the rest of us, Graham included, will try to do the lion's share of any fighting that we come across, even for utility stuff, like try to make do with what we've got. Something happens where you need to respond, you'll be ready to go. Does that sound fair?
I just think it's not worth the risk.
Ra, I believe your plan is as reasonable as we're going to get. I don't trust Graham as far as I can throw him. But I need to know what's down there.
Yeah, and for the record, I don't trust him either, at all. I can't get a beat on the guy. But I've dealt with a lot of pirates who have betrayed me in the past, and generally bit off more than they can chew. And I think with this particular group, if Graham did decide to go that route, he would bite off more than he could chew.
Guys, I'm sorry. It sounds to me like everyone here doesn't like Graham.
Well,
Can't help but
right?
notice. Can't help but read the room.
Comet, and I'm gonna put my hand on Comet's shoulder. Sometimes we work together with people that we don't like because we need their help anyway. Let's not rub it in the fact that we don't like him, though, because that might just make him upset.
But I just don't understand why. Graham wants to make friends.
You know, it's just one of those things, so it's hard to explain, Comet. I'm gonna walk back over to Graham.
Everyone kind of mumbles as he closes the windows, like, I don't mind him. He mentioned treasure. You can see him outside talking to Virgil and just chilling.
Sorry, at this point, I'm gonna have to go. I'm sorry.
It's alright, we'll probably be cutting soon.
Got more stuff to do in the morning, so bye, everybody.
Bye, Fel.
Bye, Fel. Oh, man.
I think at this point, like, Silas is gonna turn to Adelaide just for a moment, because he knows that, like, Adelaide doesn't trust him as much as he does, and I just don't want what happened at my village to happen again, but with more of us dying. And he could be an asset this entire time. I could just be entirely wrong in distrusting him. But I feel like I don't have that without a reason.
I don't think your mistrust is unfounded. If that were true, then my distrust would be unfounded. And we can't be having that now, can we?
I'm just having a hard time weighing the odds of we could just be lugging, like, a knife pointed right behind our neck this entire time.
Why would Graham want to hurt us?
He's definitely, I'm pretty sure, from an untold family, and he has to get something down there.
Well, he
And
said
we
he
could
wanted to
bring it away.
destroy something, not grab something.
Potentially destroy something. He doesn't know what's down there, but only that it pertains to the Baronet family and the Ilmaris family.
He wanted to destroy something, as far as I know. I am afraid of what might be down there I'm afraid of what he might react with once we find what's down there, because I think Melody might have been something that someone else was experimenting with. And we didn't destroy Melody, and I think they are a great person. I don't want to have to destroy somebody that's down there if it's the same thing.
If we need somebody like Graham, we could take Melody. But then there wouldn't be any of this misplaced trust.
This might be too dangerous for Melody, I don't know.
I mean, we haven't figured out what they are, really.
I don't know if it's a smart idea to have Melody come in a place where not only they could get hurt, but we could get hurt too. I think they need to be around other people a bit more before they can make decisions like that. I think they get very, very upset when we get hurt. And I don't want them to have to go through that. They knew when Flotsam died. They knew when I died. They knew when you died, Solid. And if they can have that connection with us from so far away, I don't know what they would do if we would get hurt in that moment. If we're going to bring Virgil with us, we're going to try to help the friends that he said might still be down there. And if Melody gets upset, I don't know if there might be some more trouble than we would have anticipated. Maybe some pathways could get blocked. Graham told me that he wants to make friends. I think this is a good start. If trust is what we need, how else are we supposed to build it?
It's difficult. Maybe we should go to the observatory with him first, so we can better pick up on what he's trying to do. I don't want to go into probably the most dangerous place in this entire land that we're currently heading to with basically a complete stranger that most of us don't like, whose intentions we barely know.
That's a good idea, Silas.
And it's just, I have a hard time trusting people like him.
What do you mean?
It's just, I don't know, he wants to, it might be a strange way of how he thinks he can make friends, of just kind of forcing himself into, I guess, our conversations and everything like that. And how he wants to seem like he has everything out front and he's easy to read, while in reality he's keeping secrets. It's just like some of the nasty merchants from when I was a kid.
They would keep secrets?
They would essentially rob us by pretending to be nice, and we would invite them in, and then the next morning our things would be gone. And he's the same way.
So
Hamid, you'd better be right.
I feel as if Graham wanted to do something malicious, he might have done it already. He has stated that he doesn't want anything to do with his last name. If what Raw is saying is correct, and we could assume that his last name is Baronet, why wouldn't he have done something when we were at the camp? He had people following his orders.
I don't think they were following his orders. They were just people around him. And he was at the disadvantage. Like I was saying, if we were to fight more of those big muscle bat things, and he were to suddenly turn on us while we were already being slightly overwhelmed, that could put it entirely in his favor. And he can get rid of the people that could meddle with his research. Maybe he's the baronet who's been living down there and he's just trying to get back to his stuff.
So you're saying that we should tell Virgil to keep waiting and check out the observatory first?
I think that's probably the best course of action if we want to bring him. This is me being greedy again, but in order to get this, I just need him to prove himself first before we can go into red hot danger. So I'll give him the opportunity of the observatory to prove himself.
Silas, you gave me a great gift. This star. And when I met Graham, he helped me by giving me one of the flowers I've been looking for. I don't know if I can say that I don't trust him. He's helped me. I wanted to return the favor by giving him a chance. I don't know what we're going to find at the observatory. But if there's other furbolgs there, I'm afraid of what they might do if Harvey was right. And if demons are coming out of the chapel, I don't know if those two might be connected.
Ra, at this point, is going to saunter back because for a bit she went to Graham and was just like, look, most likely we're probably going to team up, but right now they're deliberating whether or not you're trustworthy. I think, you kind of know the drill at this point. I'm sure we'll be fine, but we might have to do a detour first before we do the big chapel run, just to kind of feel out how well we work together. And then after like 5 minutes of you all still deliberating, I'm like, I'm gonna go check on them, and then I'm gonna come back. Hey, so have we come to a decision?
It feels.
I would prefer to do a trial run with Graham in our presence.
Maybe Virgil
Comet
too.
disagrees.
That's also a good point. Virgil's sort of needs to. I think Virgil might be a little rusty because he has been in town this whole time, kind of overcome with grief, which is understandable. But if we're about to go into the lion's den, if we're about to do that, then we're gonna need to make sure that everybody's ready for the worst. So that's a good idea. I like that.
All right. We'll take the new group to the observatory and see what's there. Then come back and do the real thing.
I think that's a good move. Plus, I don't see us going back into the mines again anyway, now that we've opened up the trade. And because there's all those hostile furbolg up there, it's one more threat that the drow might have to deal with. If we get rid of that, then it's really clearing the way for them.
All right.
Plus, there could be treasure. We need gold for magic weapons. If we can find some stuff worth a lot of money up there, we can kind of fix that problem, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think as long as we're giving Graham a chance, that I'm on board.
Very well.
All right. Let's go talk to him.
I walk back over. I'm like, Graham, you're in. Virgil, I'll be like outside. over here.
Yeah,
like, hey,
you all wander out there. They're
us.
both there, just waiting, kind of like waiting on the stuff. They tell Samuel to go beat it because they're probably going out killing stuff.
Sorry about, we gotta sometimes discuss some things. This is like a thing that we kind of have to do to ensure a couple of things. One, that the trade route for the drow is secure because they're also sort of occupying the mountain using the same elevator that's like how we get to the drow. So as long as they're kind of in the same space, we would like to make sure that these hostiles are out of there. Also, there might be treasure. Also, it helps our buddy out. What's his name? The boy. The boy helps the boy out.
Harvey.
The boy.
Harvey, that's right. Helps the boy out. Also, I owe Harvey anyway, personally, because he's helping me with this Hydra skull and cleaning it for me. So, we are going to do that first. And then, assuming that goes well, afterwards, it's the chapel. You all on board?
They look at each other, and Graham kind of like cocks his head a little. It's like, wait, so you want us to help you with the observatory?
I think just
Yeah. Or just Graham, but Virgil, if you're welcome to come. I mean, I don't know when the last time you fought was. It's maybe been a while. It might be a good idea to just get your, swinging your sword a little bit.
Okay.
And if you don't want to go, that's fine. But I would recommend maybe sparring with some of the mercenaries here and like getting your skills sharpened for the chapel.
Virgil at least remarks that the cold always bothers him. And he would much rather practice in safety than on a mountain where he could potentially seize up and be a detriment.
Okay. That is a fair choice. Graham, if you want to do the chapel with us, you gotta do this with us first. That's our deliberation.
This is our corporate team building event.
It's like, why?
Because friends, right? And I like give it a little bit of comment, right? We can maybe, I don't know, build a sort of camaraderie and some teamwork skills. This is a good opportunity to like kind of figure out each other's sort of like combat styles and like how do we like, oh no, there's all these big fur bulges and they're not good. How are we gonna deal with them? Might be interesting. Could be useful.
Roll a deception.
Sure. What you see is what you get. I got a 4.
Ooh.
No one wanted to help me with that.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what I would say. That's.
I feel like any help that you would get would be blocked by Silas, like staring murder at Graham.
Yeah, I think Silas and Adelaide are just like right next to each other, giving Graham the exact same look.
I'm looking at Graham, like, kind of like eyes sort of like, kind of eyelids lowered, like, kind of trying to communicate, look, bro, you want to do the chapel with us? You got to do this. I don't know what to tell you.
He kind of sighs a little. It's like, I could just go into the chapel after you're done it. Like, if this is what it takes to earn your trust, even though I have offered many caveats into my life and helping you, then I guess that'll be it. But I'm not going to do it for any of you. I'll do it for Comet, since he seems to be the only one who gives a damn.
Well, I'm glad you can join us, Graham. I do think this would be good for everybody. I think something important is probably being able to spend some time together to see what everyone is kind of like, outside of this environment. And I point to like the town we're in. I want to be friends, and I want you to be friends with everybody else. So I think this is a good step.
Yes, I am often greeted friendship after a trial of Furbolg.
You've seen other furbolgs?
No, I haven't. It's honestly surprising there are more up in the mountain. I am quite sure you are eager to go see what they're all about.
And hey, if you are doing this for Comet, if they're hostile towards Comet, this would be a good opportunity to help the one person here that you actually care about out. So, I mean, I
care about
that's
all
a good
of you,
opportunity.
But that's, that isn't both ways, I see.
All right, look, if you mean that, I'll level with you, Graham. I cannot get a read on you because I'm just bad at that. Personally, that's a me thing. If you mean what you say, if you're really trying, and this is like a sort of like trying to turn over a new leaf or like reject a sort of like a legacy that doesn't suit you anymore, that was like not good, you're trying to do good by people, that's awesome, and I do support that. I just would like to see it in action, that's all.
Yeah, you asked me before how people make friends, and I think kind of really helping each other out is one good way to do that. And I want to help you with the chapel, but my friends kind of want your help with the observatory, so I think either one would be fine.
I mean, I'm doing it, so either way.
Well, I'm glad to hear.
All right. Well, in that case, we don't need to beat around the bush then. As reluctant as Graham is, if you're ready to go, let's not waste any daylight. And then I'll like say to Con, I'm like, I know you want to keep talking with him. I know I think he's very frustrated right now. If you want to talk to him later, you should.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like, I could see like, I think I'm like seeing on Graham's face, if I can't see, it's just like a sort of growing annoyance as we keep explaining the same thing again and again. Like, okay, I think he gets it now. Let's get moving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll get my stuff. Yeah.
We'll be waiting for you.
It's like after all that, we just ditch him, and he's just like, "What the hell? You did all that to leave me?"
I think I know how to make Silas and Adelaide bond now, though.
Hating Graham.
Mutual hatred. Silas is an emotional boy. He can feel things. Hatred is one of them.
I'm determined to not make an insight check on this guy because I'm just gonna like I'm already like I don't know, maybe he's lying. I'll assume he is, but I'm just gonna go by how pirates do. And like if there's something in it for him, I can trust that. Maybe he wants to betray us. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But if I have to make a insight check with my -2, I don't want to rely on that.
There's always a chance, man. There's always a chance.
Could get that 18.
I'll just assume he's lying and wants to do this for reasons I can trust.
I just let him know that we'll be waiting for him out in the front. And,
yeah, he doesn't really seem to take long. He comes back with like just a book, it seems.
Oh, okay.
Comes back with a Glock. All right, I'm ready.
This fucking game.
Graham's book.
He's got a fucking bottle of Mountain Dew and a bag of Doritos under his arm, and then a Glock. Like, all right, gamers, let's go.
The Glock just has a wand sticking out the end of it.
Yeah.
We're like, is that loaded? Goes with magic. This is just a grip.
A wizard gun.
I like
the wizard gun.
An L-shaped wand. Just.
He holds it sideways as he goes, like, gotcha, magic missile.
All right. I think that's a good place to call it.
It definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
We had another talking episode.
Yeah.
Although, unlike other ones, we're ready to go.
We're getting better at the talking episodes.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Also, apparently, I died twice during this episode. Not physically, but emotionally.
Well,
There was
what
too much,
happened?
I just exploded.
Like, holy
Yeah.
moly.
I got to barely somehow over the freezing reveal a little bit of Ra's backstory. That was
Right?
Yeah, that was real
Oh,
cool.
man.
well, I only revealed it to Flotsam, but everybody got to hear, so
yeah.
that was cool.
Mhm. Well, you told the comment a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that was the catalyst where I was like, Ra was like, I just said this and it didn't hurt like I thought it would.
Mm.
And if I send a comment, I can say it to Flotsam, and I ought to. Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, because I was definitely like, we need to let. Well, yeah, because that conversation with Raw, I wanted to have for a bit ago too. Because it's like, I want to make sure Flotsam's not just like, one track mind on helping Raw, and that's it. But we'll see. Also, hey,
Simon.
There's a creature. I spy a creature.
Well,
Should we sign off for the thumbs
yeah,
up?
we should get out of
Yeah.
here and react amongst ourselves for a couple of hours.
They're finally
Holy moly.
real.
Right?
the after show that no one else gets to see.
Sign up to the
And tell me
need
Patreon.
to
after
decompress.
when?
Yeah, they gotta sign up to the Patreon. We'll see you all hopefully next week, barring any interruptions.
All right. See you later,
See ya.
everybody at home. I hope you
Bye,
enjoyed the episode
folks.
as much as we did.
Lord hope so.
Hell
The
yeah.
bot failed on us, but we'll get him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.